And on my recording today, excellent. Welcome, welcome. Today's Friday, January 14. Beautiful, beautiful day over here by me. How about you? How's the day going with you? Let me switch to my Facebook so I can see whether or not you are writing something. Give me a second. Okay. Excellent. Okay, great. Great, let's do this. I want to make sure I see you guys. Excellent. Welcome. Today's session, today's open live session. I do open live sessions every day during the weekdays. Welcome to join me. Sometimes the time varies. Usually it's either 12. Today it's 12, it's Friday. During the weekday, I usually do it at 1 o'clock. Monday, we have a super duper special session coming up. It will be an open live drawing of the NeuroTree algorithm. Come join me. This whole week I've been telling you in my posts, I've been writing to you about the metaphoric interpretations of the tree. I did a whole session, a long, nice session on Wednesday about the metaphor of the tree. And the whole week we're talking about the use of Neurographica method within the professional practice. It could be a coaching, it could be a therapeutic practice, whatever your background is. If you're an artist, you can also start become a specialist in Neurographica and start giving master classes, presentations, showing people, guiding people how to draw Neurographica. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an amazing, amazing method. I am so excited to be presenting it to you. My name is Lana. Shalom. To those of you who are not so familiar with me, I am a certified instructor and coach in Neurographica. And I have 4 years of experience, 5 years experience drawing Neurographica and 4 years of professional drawing Neurographica. You're going to ask me what's the difference. The difference is, and I just realized that's a great topic for next week's sessions. Next week, by the way, I will be focusing more on psychology of money. We're going to do a lot of psychology of money sessions. We did a few of them. If you remember 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I had a whole month concentration on psychology of money. Why? Because I was leading the financial regeneration course, and this was a great addition. So I would do a lot of, once a week, I would do open sessions. Actually, it was more, it was like 3 times a week. I would do open sessions on financial psychology of money, everything that has to do with money, within psychology, within your mind, integrative practices and everything else. And we are starting the financial regeneration again. Actually, Monday, the NeuroTree that we are drawing on Monday will actually be the open session for we always start the courses with one open session for you to get an idea what the course is about, what are we doing, what's the goal of the course, what will be the outcomes for you if you take the course. So welcome, come join me on Monday. I'm going to talk about the financial generation of the course. Of course, I'm going to talk about the specialist course. I'm going to talk about the NeuroTree. I'm going to show you how to draw the NeuroTree. We're going to touch upon the beautiful metaphors I've been telling you about, and we're going to integrate all of it. Again, this is an intro session, so Monday at 1 p.m. join me. As I mentioned, I am a certified Neurographic instructor and coach. I am also a certified trainer for the specialist course. This is very unique. I'm very proud. I'm very excited to be doing this course. It's a special course that explains and gives a lot of theoretical and practical applications of how to use Neurographica method within a coaching field. But of course, it can be adapted to any type of professional setting, right? It can be adapted for, like therapeutic, any type of integrative helping professions, right? If you're a teacher, if you're a psychologist, therapist, any type of I have students who are somatic therapists, yoga teachers, yoga instructors, lots of different, and of course, artists, okay? Now, today's topic, yesterday we started talking about case studies, clients. Who are clients? When we refer to clients, what do we mean, right? Who are clients? And we talked about a lot of clients are people that are coming to you and looking to reach their goal, and you will be guiding them to do so with the use of the method of Neurographic. Okay, and that's the main idea. Today, we're going to go a bit further. We're going to talk about case studies. I had an important question, which I felt was so relevant, okay? People, students were asking me, how many pictures do I need to draw in order to achieve my goal? Okay, you set a topic for yourself, you set a goal, and we're going to discuss what's happening. Why do people, the Neurographic is a coaching tool. That means every single time we draw Neurographic, we set a goal and we go toward that goal. Okay, we walk toward the goal, we go toward the goal. Our job is to achieve the goal. Okay, and 1 second, okay. Sometimes the internet tells me it's off, so I just refresh my page. Okay. So a few aspects we need to start paying attention whenever we are looking forward to understand how many drawings, how many pictures do I need to draw in order for my goal to come true. Few aspects we need to pay attention to. Aspect number 1, the way the goal, the topic is formulated. Okay. So the first aspect, it's something we actually discussed. I discussed in details, not just once, actually a few times. Go to my live open sessions, I believe could be August or September. Watch the videos. The title would be Step 1 in the 7 steps of the algorithm, the topic. I also did a separate videos on how to set a goal. What are the important parts when you set a topic, when you set a goal? What do you need to pay attention to? Okay, and just to give you a quick recap, what you need to pay attention to is, what is your topic? Do you have a certain time frame that you want to complete your topic within, right? Let's say you need to move, and you're saying, I need to move within a month, and that's what you are going to implement in your goal, okay, that you need to achieve it within a month. Sometimes people, when we talk about the financial goals, right, a lot of times I tell people you need to set at least 2 months. As far as a year, maybe a few years, right? A lot of times people do 6 months financial goals, 1 year, 12 months. And this is a great way to start understanding what is the scale, like how far are you going? How fast do you want to go? Okay. It's important to put in your topic other important aspects, like how do you want to achieve your goal? Okay. Do you want to move because, God forbid, there is something happening? I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, this has just happened to me. I've been talking about it for a few weeks already. I've been thinking, actually, it's been a few months, but it's been on and off. I've been having this idea that I want to buy a house. Okay, on and off, on and off. I started drawing about it 2 weeks ago. This week was last week we started the basics session. This week we finished. It's 2 live sessions, the basics course. And last week I started drawing. I started putting my intention toward the goal of buying a house. Okay, but again, I'm going back and forth. I'm not sure. Last night I had a humongous flood in my apartment. Seriously, I never had anything like that. It wasn't just a flood. It was like a little river in my apartment. Something happened. There was some kind of a leak. It was not a little leak, or I think it was for a long time, so it kind of accumulated. I'm coming out. My daughter is running to me. She's like, "Mom," and I was in the middle of the session, so I'm like, they know they don't interrupt me during the session. So I was like, "What, like, what's going on?" And she's like, "Mom, you must come now. We have horrible amount of water, a humongous amount of water in the living room, in the bedroom." So I'm thinking, okay, it's probably overflown bathtub. She goes to me, the bathtub has overflown. So I'm like, okay, little water has leaked into the bathroom. Thank God it was at the end of the session. So I quickly said to my client, sorry, I have to go. Let's finish it up. It was the end of the session. Like we're really in the middle of saying goodbye, you know, the end part of the session. How was it valuable for you? Did you enjoy the session? So I'm like, let's do this over the messenger. Okay, good. And I'm running to the bedroom, guys. It wasn't just a little water, you know, overflowing bathtub. There was water everywhere. Half of my living room was full of water, all my closets. The whole bedroom was full of water. The bathroom was full of water. The closet, it was seriously, I even remembering it now, very traumatic. I need to do my own release trauma session for myself because it was so traumatic. I was like, first step was like, maybe this is not happening to me, right? I was like, I'm not sure this is happening to me. This must be a dream. Wake up, wake up. There's so much water. It was a humongous mess. The people, you know, the administration, the maintenance came and they called a certain company and they sucked the water out, but it took them about like at least 30, 40 minutes to come. By that time, you can imagine how I felt. Everything, you know, the whole floor. I was telling my kid, I told you to clean up your room. This is what happens, right? All the toys, they had a lot of stuff. They actually put all the toys. They put, we just did the laundry. They put all the laundry stuff on the floor thinking they're going to fold it. And everything was wet. Guys, it was a humongous mess. I went to sleep, I think at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It was like something. I can laugh about it now, but back yesterday, I was like, this is not funny. This is not happening to me. Okay. And the main question, I'm a very, you know, introspective person. And the more I learn, the more I understand when things happen to us. You know, the first question we always ask is why, right? And the next question we're like, what does it tell me? Okay. I always look at everything happening to me as what is the message, the universe, what is the message God is giving me? What is the message my soul is giving me about this, right? The whole time in the morning, I was like, what was the purpose of that flood? I want to understand, right? It just came to me like about 10, 20 minutes ago that the purpose of the flood was me wanting to move and not making up my mind. But I already set the intention into the universe, right? I already sent the intention. I said the prayer to God, like, I want to buy a house. But since I didn't follow through with like how I want it, what I want, you know, there's no specific, like I kind of know, but the main idea was me, I'm not sure I really want to buy a house. But I already sent the intention. You see what's happening? So I'm kind of going back and forth. It's not a good situation, okay? So whenever you set a goal, this is very important, guys. Intention, I'm going to say it throughout, okay? I have 4 important parts you need to pay attention to. I put intention as number 4, but intention is part of every single aspect, okay? Aspect number 1, the way the topic is formulated, intention. Do you really want it? Okay, be careful what you're asking for. It's part of it. 1 second, let me see what's happening here. Yeah, be careful what you are really, 1 second, yeah. Just want to make sure my internet is up to code. What you really sending into the universe? Do you really want this? Do you really want to achieve this goal? Okay, do not send out an intention. And if your intention is shaky, you know, do talk about it, do figure out, do say, I'm not sure. I am trying to figure it out, right? So I was like trying to figure out, is the apartment kicking me out and saying, here, you wanted a house, just go buy yourself out. So I'm like very, very serious. I'm reaffirming my intention. For now, I love this apartment. I do love my apartment. I love my building. I truly love the setting I'm in. So keeping that intention clear, okay? So the second aspect you do need to pay attention, to be honest with you, is the scale. What is the scale of your topic? How big of a goal it is for you, where you are standing now? Okay, if you are, you know, starting from, if you're on how big of a mountain are you trying to conquer? Okay, if it's a little hill, then that's what it is, right? You're going to get there faster. But if it's a huge mountain, right? Everest or Kilimanjaro, right? You're really taking your time, okay? I want to bring here an important part that I want to bring here is saying by, where is it? Oh, here it is. The saying by Desmond Tutu, who once said, there's only one way to eat an elephant, a bite at a time, okay? And this is a great metaphor about a topic, okay? If it's a humongous topic, if it's a huge mountain you're trying to conquer, you're trying to climb up, we need to pay attention that when you look at the mountain, it looks huge. It looks so huge that some people will say, I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not going to even try, okay? Sometimes a certain goal in life will seem so overwhelming, even impossible, that the best way to accomplish it is taking it step by step, gradually, okay? And it's important at this point to understand that you need to set up a plan for yourself, an organizational plan, where you're going to go step by step. This is so important to do this. So we're paying attention to scale, okay? I'm giving you the aspects. I'm going to go into the deeper part, explanation of it later on. Third aspect, I want you to pay attention whenever you are thinking, how long do I need to reach my goal, is, are you completing all the drawings in your intentional drawing, okay? Intentional drawing, meaning you have a case study, right? You're taking a topic and you're saying, I want to draw, I'm not saying buying a house now. I've been using that example as a general example. Not doing it, guys. Let's do something else, okay? Let's do, I'm gonna be more intentional now in my even in my examples, right? My daughter, she wants to get complete her driver license and buy a car. So that's what I'm gonna do. Complete the driver license and buy a car. Guys, this is a huge goal, okay? Let's say if she would have already have a driver license and been a driver for a few years, then buying a car, it seems like a logical goal. Now, that's not what I said, right? I'm very careful to formulate my goals now. So the goal here is to first complete her driver license, right? Which means she needs to get more sessions. She needs to get more practice. You guys see what's happening? What am I doing? I'm breaking this step by step by step by step, okay? Get more practice and then go buy a car, right? And when we're talking to her, we're figuring out, does she want to buy a new car, or do we want to get her a used car, which she's going to be more comfortable driving, where she's not going to be worried, you know, God forbid, you know, she's a, you know, she's a learning driver for now. So again, step by step, figuring out, what do you want? How do you want this? Okay. When people come to me with a financial question, guys, we're starting the financial generation course. Again, Monday is the introductory session. And then the Monday afterwards, January 24, guys, this is an amazing session, amazing course. Everybody are invited to come. I think you're going to enjoy it so much. Lots of information, psychology of money information. 2, you will actually get practical results for your personal life. And this is the best part about Neurographica. It's a practical method, okay? So when people come to me for the financial generation, whether it's a group, whether it's a private practice, right? When I work with them one-on-one, and one-on-one I work without even the use of Neurographica. There is a whole program, Psychology of Money, where we'll go to certain points and we're kind of clearing out, you know, the resistance and everything else. And people come and they start telling me, right? So the first question I always ask them, what is your goal? What do you want to learn? You guys want to guess what the first question, the answer everybody tells me when I ask them, how much money do you want to make? What do people say? I remember when I was teaching the trainers module, right? Because the financial generation course has a trainer module available. So whenever I ask them, I say, what do you think it is? Everybody gets, they're like, they all said million. And it doesn't matter what currency, right? It doesn't matter what country you are. Whatever country you are, people will think a million is like this desirable goal in the currency of their country, right? This is the funniest part, and that's true. It's realistic, right? People, because for a long period of time, the idea of somebody who is very the prosperity, right? Somebody who prospers, to us is a millionaire, right? When we say the word millionaire, to us it's like, oh, millionaire, right? Nowadays, honestly, we all know millionaires are like, yeah, he's a millionaire, right? We know people who are billionaires, right? And maybe trillionaires and, more. But still for most of the people, to become a millionaire is this desirable way, this desirable achievement within the financial prosperity, okay? So, and I start explaining, right? So when a person comes to me and says, I want to get $1 million, right? And I started explaining to him, I started asking him, how much money do you make now? Guys, scale. Very important to pay attention to the scale. Where are you now and where are you going? Okay. If you are making $1,000 a month now, let's figure out, let's make a plan. You want to be a millionaire? That's great. I'm not saying, oh, you can never be, no, never would ever I say that. You can become a millionaire. But let's figure out a way to do that. Let's figure out your steps, okay? Eating the elephant bite by bite, okay? We need to pay attention to the scale of our goal, okay? Let's start discussing all of this, okay? If any of you remember, and I think most of you do remember, the pyramid of consciousness, right? One of my favorite topics. I think I have like 3 or 4 open videos on this topic on my channel, YouTube channel, Lana Shalom. Welcome, go and watch it. But the idea, what I'm trying to give you now, I'm not going to go through the whole pyramid, but I'm going to explain to you, right? Remember the very top, the 2 layers, active consciousness and operational consciousness. Then we go into our unconsciousness, and then the bottom part is the complete unconscious, right? Then we go into our subconscious, and the bottom part is the complete unconscious. And this is what we need to pay attention to. When we start the case study, the very first drawing we are drawing is like the 7 steps of the algorithm, right? We're just starting. We always start with a topic. When we start the case study, we just started to think, what is this goal? Do I want it? How much do I want it? Do I need it? How do I what does it mean to me? How do I understand this goal, right? Completing a driver license may mean different things to many people. To some people, it could be like, I need it. This is the only way for me to get a job and earn a living. To some people, it's like, oh, it's a great way to just get around. I don't even have a car. I may not need it, but I want to have a license. To some people, it's just a national ID, right? People get driver license most of the time. I know before like the state introduced IDs about 5 years ago, people would get driver license. They would just take it for a purpose of having a picture-based ID. Okay, that was the only way. So I don't even understand how people who don't drive would ever do this, right? And some people will say, I only want to get a driver license because I'm growing. I want to learn how to drive. This is something I want to achieve as part of my growth process, right? As part of learning something new. Different aspect. Do you guys see how we can see that getting a driving license is different aspects? Okay, and this is the important part to start understanding. Okay, where are you in this topic? Are you in the beginning? Are you just trying to figure out, I thought about this. This is a desire. That's like a fantasy. It's far, far away. It came to me and I'm thinking, maybe I want it. Or it's something substantial. You're saying, I really need it. Okay, pay attention to your intention. Intention is everything. How strongly do you want it? How not strongly do you want it? Do you need to have it now? Do you need it badly in your life? Or it's like, I'm doing it nicely with the comfort. Whenever I have time, I'm going to take some lessons. I'm going to achieve it. I don't have a specific goal. Maybe within a year I need it. I really don't need a car. I'm just getting my license. I live in the city. I have public transportation. A lot of times people do that. Like in New York City, people who need to, I would say maybe 30% of population don't drive at all because they don't need to, right? The public transportation is very well worked out, right? So again, this is something we constantly pay attention to. This is something we constantly look at. What other important part for you guys to remember? The scale. Important to pay attention to the scale, okay? Important to pay attention to the fact that when you draw, you actually go through all the 7 steps of the algorithm. In my basics course, I stress it out a lot. You need to make sure you complete your 7 steps of the algorithm. Hi, Suhair. Welcome. Completely, in order to fully go through the topic, in order to fully understand how this goal will work out for you. Okay, very, very important to do that. Okay, now when it comes to the scale, right? Sometimes people have a goal that's like a smaller scale, right? Something that they need to achieve now, right? Like sometimes something that, let's say I have something I have to do in the afternoon, so I'm gonna in the morning, I'm gonna draw a little picture just to work out the way this, let's say an interview or a certain meeting will go, okay? But sometimes your scale is huge, right? Like what I talked about, the fact that somebody has to take a license, then they buy a car, you have to feel comfortable, a lot of aspect around this goal, okay? There were times, I want to tell you a story. My favorite story is when I was going to Rome 3 years ago on the way to the intensive, to the instructors and neurographic instructors intensive, right? I made my plan, you know, I was going to Rome and then to St. Petersburg for the intensive. On the way to Rome, I'm looking and there was no like direct flight that I was comfortable taking. And I see a lot of flights going through London. So it came to my mind, why not go through London, but not stay 1 or 2 hours in relay, but actually do it 8 hours in the middle. So I can go out and tour London, right? That's something I want to do. So I did like this mini tour of Europe, right? I come to London, so I arranged the flight, everything from guys. I drew a lot of pictures. There's so many stories within that story. Maybe I'll take a separate session and tell you how I drew the story of me going to the instructors intensive in St. Petersburg in 2018 when I was just learning to become an instructor. Layers and layers of the story. Again, the scale was so huge and I drew a lot of pictures, okay? Again, answering your question, how many drawings, how many pictures do I need to draw to achieve my goal? Look at the scale. Guys, I arrived to London. It's a relay for like, I think 7 or 8 hours. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go through the airport maybe 1 hour. Then I come out for 5 hours. I tour the city. Then I get back in the airport, sit on the plane and go to Rome. I come to the airport. The waiting line to even like go, through the passport check and everything was 2 hours. I was like, oh no, I will not have enough time. So while standing in the humongous line at the airport, for the checking, passport control, I decide I always carry a small, here I have a bag with a book, right? A drawing pad, a small drawing pad, markers, pencils, a pen to write if I need. And I always draw. So I take it out and I start doing the ARL Express, something we'll learn in the basics course, right? And what do you know? Quickly, I'm drawing. And what do you think? They opened up another counter at this passport check. That never happened. I hear people talking. They're like, oh, this always happened. The London airport is known for like a long line. And they're like, whoa, they opened up another counter. Never, ever that happens, right? So the line went very quickly and I went there. So many stories like that, right? Again, my intention was so strong. And the scale wasn't so big. You guys see what happened? I'm already in London. I'm already at the airport. Yes, it was a huge line and never new counters open. But again, my intention was strong. So I was able to overcome the resistance. And the change happened like this very quickly. Now, I'm going to tell you another story, okay? My daughter, a few months ago, 2 months ago, she was going to Europe for her very close friend's wedding, first of her friends getting married. It was very exciting. My daughter is 19, my oldest daughter, and we bought a ticket. She's supposed to go. She's been planning to go for a few months already. Quarantine after quarantine, they closed up, then they opened, closed, open. They finally open, everything is clear, we're going. The night before the flight, right? She was supposed to leave on Sunday. Saturday, right? She calls me, right? I think around 7 o'clock, right? A little more. She was supposed to leave on Sunday night at 12 midnight. She calls me on Saturday and she's like, Mom, the country closed up because of Macron. The country closed up and said they're not accepting any tourists, any foreigners. What do I do? Oh, and it's starting Sunday night when she's planning to fly, right? So I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, what does it mean? What do we do, right? She really wants to go. It's a very close friend. She's been talking about going to this wedding for a number of months. So finally I tell her, I said, wait, okay. While I'm with her, I'm like, are you ready? Are you packed? She's like, I'm fully packed. And I take a paper and I start with a neuroline. I start drawing neurolines, and I tell her right away, quickly, go get your baggage, just go to the airport. And I went online, I'm looking at Google Flights, and I see there are a lot of flights available, okay? People are scared to I don't remember what it was. It was, oh, by the way, it was a busy weekend. It was Thanksgiving weekend, guys. Can you imagine? People traveling everywhere on Thanksgiving. I'm looking at the flight to this country, completely open. The price is not high. Meanwhile, I'm looking, I'm like, when did you hear about this news that they closed up the country? She's like, literally an hour ago. I'm like, okay, just get yourself, go to the airport. We're going to figure out, we're going to get you a flight. Okay. So I'm looking through all the flights available, and I'm drawing at the same time. I did the shapes. I started writing down, there's a certain algorithm that I know how I want her to get to this country. And I'm doing this, and I'm bringing, and I'm asking a question because, I'm doing the reflection process with her. We all know, by the way, reflection process, guys, processing all the transformation that's occurring with you step by step, drawing through drawing. Again, eating elephant one bite at a time, processing the bite, and then eating more. Okay, not eating the whole elephant at the same time. Very, very important. While I'm doing the drawing, while I'm adding the neural lines, one flight, you're not going to believe it, one flight that had like 10 tickets available, all of a sudden, no tickets available. And I was planning to buy it with miles. I'm trying to get in. You know how it takes with miles? It takes time to buy stuff, right? I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to call somebody. Nothing, right? By the time I reached the customer service, like within an hour, they're like, oh, there are no tickets left. I'm like, okay. So I'm telling my daughter, forget about miles. We're just going to buy the ticket. We're going to spend the money. I had the money thing at that moment, right? And so I tell her, let's try a different airline. And we're trying a different airline, the one that's direct flight. And we see the airline that's going through Turkey, so many different. And the more I add lines, the more I'm connecting the shapes together through the neuro. Guys, I'm drawing while I'm talking. Everything is going very, very fast. Why? Huge intention, right? Yes, it's a huge scale, but double intention, by the way. My intention, because I know how much she wants it and I want it for her. Her intention to go is even huger, it's even bigger. She's a strong personality, right? All of this makes sense, right? So while I'm drawing, guys, you have to see what's happening. This was like amazing way to see how neurographic method works, okay? While I'm drawing the picture, right, more tickets open up. A new airline appears that says selling tickets, right? All of a sudden, one airline, I guess they found out that this country is closing up, and they know people are trying to go. Again, it was Thanksgiving weekend, before the end of November, beginning of December, people are going there for the holidays. So I'm like, okay, let's do this, right? And I'm drawing, I'm drawing more. New airline appears. I'm trying for her to buy a ticket for that airline. And this is the interesting part about Neurographica, guys. And I'm asking her, I'm giving her different names of the airlines and say, which airline do you feel you want to take? Just breathing in and out. I'm doing the internal work with her. I'm like, follow your intuition. What do you feel? She goes to me, I want to go the one through the Turkish Air. I'm like, this is not a direct flight. There is another airline that has a direct flight. Should we try it? She's like, we can try it. We're trying. It's not working, guys. The price is good. The tickets are available. They just opened up. They just scheduled a flight within like 3 hours, and people are buying tickets because people know they either go now or it's going to be closed up, right? And I'm like thinking, what do I do? How do I go about this? And we're trying this way and that way. And she goes to me, oh, this is in a different terminal. Meanwhile, she's in JFK in the airport already. She's like, this airline is closing up, then another one. So I finally tell her, breathing in and out, we did a little integrative practice. And I said, can you tell me, which airline do you see yourself traveling in? Right? There's a special integrative practice that I do, but we'll go in the future. She goes to me, it's Turkey Airline, and I love it, and I feel comfortable with it. So we ended up taking it. Yes, it wasn't direct flight. It was like, layover in Turkey for like an hour and a half. And it was fine. It was amazing. And we did it. We took it. Guys, you should have seen, she comes to the counter. The flight leaves in 2 hours. Meanwhile, she has to give a luggage, right? We know you have to arrive 3 hours. Usually she comes to me, she's like, there's a lady, we don't even have a ticket yet. I'm trying to buy it over the phone. I'm reaching the customer service, and the representative tells me I can't do anything. She can only do it at the counter at the airport because they don't always see over there if there's enough tickets, and maybe somebody bought it last minute. So I'm telling my daughter, go to the counter. So we're both waiting online. I am on phone, she's in live. And meanwhile, the representative is telling me it's not going through. So I'm telling her, you wait in line and get to the live person. She gets to the live person. While she's doing everything, I'm listening to her, right? She's on my phone and I'm drawing neurolines. I'm adding more shape. I'm adding more resources. Intention, guys. Lots of intention is very important. She gets to this counter and the lady's there. She goes to me. She's like not even like rushing. The plane is leaving in 2 hours. I need to give in my luggage. And she's like very slow. So I'm telling her, can you please hurry up? So meanwhile, I'm drawing and drawing. All of a sudden, this lady turns around and says, let me help you right away. The flight is leaving soon. Let me help you. She sells the ticket to her quickly. She buys the ticket. She gives him the luggage very quickly. Even though her luggage was like overweight, they didn't ask her for any extra money. She gets like, and then she's like, okay, I'm like, so run, because it takes time. You guys know how it is to go through the passport control. She may not make it within an hour. JFK is a huge airport. The terminals sometimes are in different parts. So, it's not the terminal, the gates, right? So she's running and she's going and she's going. And she goes to me, Mom, I come to the passport controls. Guys, this is Saturday night, the busiest time in the airport. People travel on the weekend. She goes to me, there's nobody there. I went through the passport control. She said within 15 minutes. It was like, whoa. I traveled a lot, so I know what it's like. Passport controls are always crazy. You stay in line for like 30, 40, 50 hour. She said 15 minutes, Mom, no line. I just went through. Meanwhile, I'm drawing, guys. And then she finally comes to the gate and she goes to me, Mom, I'm so hungry. I hope they're going to feed us right away. She comes to the gate and they're like, the flight is postponed for 30 minutes. And she's like, oh, good. So I have time to go find myself something to eat. Guys, again, the reason I'm telling you the story, yes, scale is important, but intention was important too. She already went through many steps. Her luggage was ready. She'd been talking and doing and preparing for the step, right? She only needed the actual flighting time, right, to get to that country, right? You see what I'm saying? Take one step at a time, guys. Take your time, start thinking, what is the scale? Do I want to buy a car? And I just started thinking about it, or do I want to buy a car and I already know what kind of car I want, how much money I want to spend? Do I want to lease it? Do I want to own it? Do I want to, buy a used car, buy a new car? All these aspects needs to be worked out because before the actual reality comes true. Okay, so things don't happen the way it happened to me. I don't want to be kicked out of my apartment. I'm sending an intention to my apartment. Please, I'm still safe. Not ready to buy a house yet. But again, just be careful when you formulate a topic, a goal. Be careful. Set an aspect. Which aspect of this goal you're working at? When you do a case study, your case study, the amount of sessions you're going to do, thank you for the heart, is going to depend upon how much do you want to achieve? How do you want to achieve? How ready you are? Are you on the bottom of the huge mountain Kilimanjaro that you're trying to conquer? Are you in the beginning? Are you in the middle? Are you toward the top? Okay. Very, very important to pay attention to all of this. What else do I want to tell you? I have written things down. I realized I should put all my session notes, turn it into a post, like what I did with the tree metaphors. You guys were reading my session notes, and I think people loved it. What's going on here? Yeah. So also pay attention to the pyramid of consciousness. Like I mentioned, all those aspects in the beginning, okay? The way the goal is formulated, pay attention to it. Are you sure you know how much about this goal, about this achievement do you know? This outcome you're trying to bring to life, how much of it has come true? Number two, the scale. Is it a huge scale now? Are you making $1,000 and you want $1 million? Or you're already making $500,000 a year, and for you, $1 million is closer. Pay attention. This will depend on how many drawings. 3, complete all your drawings according to the 7 steps algorithm. And very important, those of you who take the basics in the specialist or any course with me, you know, reflection process. Each aspect, each drawing needs to be processed. Give yourself time to process everything, okay? And 4, Even though it's number 4, it's one of the most important, your intention. How strongly do you want it? How badly do you need it? Do you really need it? Is it something you're doing just for fun? Or is it something you really want to achieve? How strong is your desire to achieve it? Okay, guys. Let me see if I told you all the aspects. I think I did. Because when I tell you stories, I get off and then I come back, right? Yeah. I think, yeah, this is what it is. Thank you for joining me today. I've been for the last 45 minutes. Before you go for your weekend, I'm inviting you to laugh with me. Come join me for a beautiful laughter yoga, laughter therapy, just having fun, just having laughter. Enjoy yourself. Bring the laughter, by the way, into your Neurographica session. Absolutely mesmerizing. You get a special kind of an energy. So definitely bring it. I see your beautiful smiles here. So happy to get your hearts. And let's do the laughter therapy. Now, how do you do it? Remember, in the beginning, the laughter, just like any other topic, when you start the case study, it comes like unclear. You're not sure you want to do it. What do I tell you? Just project, right? Let's stimulate laughter. Go like this. You can make silly faces. Right? Get yourself into the mood of laughing. And then the laughter will come from the inside. The energy will go from the inside, right? Same thing is with any topic. When you start, it's like going into the pyramid of consciousness. First, it's your actual consciousness. You're like, oh, I want it. Then you go into your subconsciousness. You start working with resistance. This is what's important to pay attention. We start working with so many stuff that comes up our way, guys. Can you imagine how many things are hidden within our consciousness? We have lots of things hidden. 1 second. Oh boy. Right? We have entanglements, right? We have repressed thoughts, limiting beliefs within our unconscious and subconscious, right? Mysteries, oath, loyalties, family and ancestry systems. Guys, there's so many things that's holding us back to achieve. Remember, the things that we think we can achieve, right? Our own belief into what we can do, into our powers, into our strength, that may hold us actually back. We're going to go, that's what happens every time you draw a drawing in your case study. You are overcoming step by step by step, and you're bringing out, you are creating this humongous energy, what we're going to do with the laughter now, and it will come out, it will erupt, right, like a volcano in a good way. It will bring you a ton of energy, and your goal will come true in a most amazing way, okay? So pay attention. There is no formulated answer. How many drawings will it take to complete a topic? But individually, if you ask me, I will be able to, again, it will depend. I will ask you questions. Where are you now? Ask yourself questions. Where am I now and where I need to go? And go step by step, okay? So I wish for all of your dreams, desires to come true. Join me for the laughter. I'm going to start. Follow me. Simulated laughter first. Then let it come out from within you. It will be a natural, amazing laughter, okay? Ready, set, go. You can get silly. After you finish your laughter, always the gratitude mudra, the gesture. Just allow yourself to feel this energy of laughter filling you up. Yes, I'm so glad. Thank you for all of you who joined, the laughter, for this session, for this discussion. If you have any questions, any further questions about how the Neurographic method, next week I'm doing the financial regeneration course we're going to do every day. I'm going to focus on the psychology of money. Any questions you have about money topics, financial expansion, welcome to send my way. I will be sure to bring it out as part of the psychology of money program. Okay. Looking forward to seeing you. Enjoy your weekend. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Monday for the Neuro Tree. Hooray, hooray. 1 o'clock. Okay. Bye-bye.